There's two types of pretty. There's TikTok pretty, which is like you have to have big white teeth.
I think everyone should delete social media off their phones and go over to the neighbor's house and ask if they want to play outside. I think we should bring that back.
Ugly! You ugly! I can't get over that shit! I'm sorry! I can't get over that shit!
They made you the head of the show, we get it. But are you really the show? Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Missy if you are new here. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the rabbit hole that I've been going down on TikTok. I wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot of on TikTok. What's new? I feel like for the past 6 videos, it's been off of TikTok that I found these topics, which is like, should I have been on TikTok sooner or should I get off TikTok because why am I being exposed to all of this absurd shit? There's actually something so wrong with the way we interact on social media apps like Instagram and TikTok, and how the things we see have slowly affected the way we view concepts like beauty, success, and even social issues. But today I wanted to talk about beauty specifically and how the things we see on TikTok are leading us to perceive beauty in more and more harmful ways. Does anyone remember the inverted or asymmetrical filter that was going around on TikTok where people would literally be in tears when they saw what their face looked like with that filter, because apparently it would be how people actually perceive you, and it's supposed to reveal whether or not you have a symmetrical face, which apparently is the epitome of beauty. People were literally crying because this filter showed them that their face looks a little bit lopsided, or that, well, maybe I'd be crying too, but maybe lopsided isn't the word. See, with the inverted filter, it just pointed out flaws that mostly everybody honestly has. Like, most people's left side of their face isn't the exact same as the right side. It's just most people live with this. So for people to have been crying and for people to have had to have gone out of their way to go get pictures of celebrities to then invert it to prove to people that celebrities also experience this and that you're not some hideous monster because your eyebrow is a little bit higher on one side of your face. I'm just like, can we stop feeding each other these insecurities? Can we just stop? And can we stop participating in this obsession with the way that we look? Is that possible? And then let's not forget how we get fed these insecurities, and then every 2 posts we're seeing someone posting a BBL jacket or a concealer or a mascara or eyelash serum. All of those things being sold to you as something that's supposed to fix something that's wrong with you after you were fed all of these insecurities. Like, do we not see the vicious cycle that we're living in? And now there's this new trend on TikTok, which I don't know if I want to say it's new because I might just be a little bit late to it, but it's called TikTok pretty, and it's just like this annoying term that's used to describe the way girls who go viral on TikTok for doing basically nothing. Maybe they'll be doing a cute little dance move or they'll be lip syncing to a song. It's a term used to describe what those girls look like. And it's basically supposed to reveal that not everybody can go viral on TikTok and that a certain look is definitely praised over other looks when it comes to TikTok and going viral. And if you benefit from these features, chances are you'll be favored by the algorithm, making it easier for you to basically build a brand off of this site as opposed to someone who isn't TikTok pretty. And if I had to describe what it was, I think I would say that it's like a more toned down version of the Instagram baddie look. And I think there's a lot more emphasis on youth when it comes to this silly beauty standard. For example, and yes, I'm going to go with an extreme example here, the Claremont twins are seen as 2 of the most popular Instagram baddies, right? they're not old by any means, but they're grown women. And I don't think that they would necessarily fit into this TikTok pretty aesthetic. I'm always seeing younger people going viral just for being pretty more often than people say the Claremont twins age or even like Kim Kardashian or Khloe Kardashian's age. And I think this makes sense because the majority of people on TikTok are very young. But I also noticed that with this TikTok pretty thing, many of the girls are more on the natural side. Like, yes, they may have makeup on. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so freaking congested. Like, the weather has been all over the place, and it's like my nose is just. I'm sorry that I sound like this, but let's continue. Like, yes, a lot of these girls may have some makeup on, or they might have lashes on, or something like that. But to me, it usually seems like they haven't had much work done, or maybe I just can't tell. Maybe I just don't know what it looks like to have filler. But y'all let me know in the comments. Whereas Instagram baddies have the reputation of getting BBLs and filler, I feel like the TikTok pretty aesthetic is a more toned down version of this. The body type is still slim, thick to curvy. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's in a less exaggerated way than the way it's been more often portrayed on Instagram. I realize that the facial features tend to be siren eyes, like a small nose and full lips. And this is all on, like I said before, a very youthful face. Like, I know I've talked about this before, but just look at the celebrities that are going viral the most on TikTok. Like people like Jodie Woods and Alabama Barker, who I've mentioned before. It's like these girls are very, very young, and it's like the beauty standard is shifting to go to a younger and younger and younger demographic. And I think this whole thing is just like super damaging because I feel like sometimes when I see the way that social media apps like TikTok glorify youthfulness and sometimes in an inappropriate way, it makes me feel like those like alpha males and people like Just Pearly Things and Fresh and Fit who talk about how youthfulness is where all your value is as a woman. I feel like it just gives them the excuse to say certain things like that because they could go back and be like, "Oh, well, look how it works on TikTok." I just think it's so damaging, and it just pushes this agenda that is pretty sick in my opinion. I feel like this whole TikTok pretty thing is just getting brought up over and over, and I keep seeing it on my TikTok, on my For You page, of people questioning whether or not they're pretty. And these are like beautiful girls. These are beautiful girls sitting on TikTok saying that I know that I'm cute, but I would never be the TikTok version of pretty.
I've been trying to explain TikTok pretty and like why like I'm not TikTok pretty, and I just figured it out. You have to be a certain type of pretty to be able to do that. You know, like the barely parted eyes or like barely like moving your lips thing that they do. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like if I tried to replicate that, people would tell me to be fucking for real in the comments. You know what I mean?
Where I would be able to just post something without a caption and go viral for it. And it's like, look at where our mindset is at, and look at the way social media is warping our brains to think about the most ridiculous things. Like, in my opinion, it's just like, this is what we're mostly concerned about now. It's looks, like this emphasis on aesthetic and looks and being able to fit into a social media beauty standard. It's just crazy to me. And it especially sucks when you see girls commenting on other girls' videos of them like dancing, or it might be a girl who fits into this beauty standard, and there are a ton of comments from young girls saying, "Oh, I wish I could look like this. Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh, I would die to look like this. Oh, this isn't fair." And it's just like, comparison is really the thief of joy, and we're experiencing it to the extreme right now with the rise of social media. And now to make matters even worse, there's this thing where they have like put pretty into 4 different categories, and don't quote me on this, there might be more.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. But what else?
What else?
Is beauty all that matters to you?
But I've been seeing like there are four types of pretty. There are four types of pretty. That's what I've been seeing all over my TikTok. And people will try to place themselves into one of these categories, and you can see people in the comments sometimes. It's so awkward, but you will see people in the comments sometimes telling them, "Oh no, you're actually this type of pretty." And then sometimes they'll get like offended because I guess it's better to be certain types of pretty over other types of pretty. And I'm watching this all unfold and thinking to myself, wow. So it's not just enough to be pretty. You have to be in a certain category of pretty. Like, are y'all for real? Are y'all for real? So the four types of pretty, according to TikTok and its minions, are standard pretty, natural pretty, popular pretty, and model pretty. And while I would love to describe all of these types of pretty to you, I literally don't even know if I'll be right about any of it because in most of the videos on these types of pretty, they hardly really explain. They just show a bunch of different pretty girls. Like, are these girls not all just pretty? Like, I could shuffle and put all these girls back in different categories in the same video, and this would still make sense. Like, this girl is naturally pretty, and I feel like she could also be a model. Am I wrong? Like, I feel like this is all so stupid. I'm so sorry. But one of the types of pretty that people seem to have a serious issue with is popular pretty. And this happens to be the type of pretty that I was able to find, like, I would say a more concise definition for. But tell me why the definition is negative.
Some people on TikTok are saying how being called popular pretty is not even a compliment. According to the Urban Dictionary, popular pretty is a person. How can pretty be a person who is popular because they are pretty and everyone wants to be their friend? Another one states, quote, is only viewed as attractive because they are charismatic and popular and would be viewed as physically average otherwise.
So yes, apparently being popular pretty is a bad thing because it means you're not actually pretty. I saw this one video and I don't know if I saved it, but this girl made a video basically making fun of popular pretty girls and people were in the comments going, "But you're popular pretty, LMAO." And it was just crazy to me because obviously they were trying to insult her. I think that's the first time I realized it was actually an insult. I thought it was like a Regina George type of aesthetic. I didn't think it meant you're ugly, but you're just called pretty because you're popular. Like, there are people in the comments who'll be like, "So what's popular pretty?" And then someone will respond and they'll be like, "It's just an ugly girl who dresses well." What? I'm sorry, what? Like, this is getting so ridiculously out of hand. So let's just add that to the list of insecurities people have gained due to spending way too much time on social media and getting wrapped up in these ridiculous terms that are really just beauty standards when you really think about it. The main people interacting under these posts, I would say, are under the age of 25 just by viewing their profiles and stuff. And this is no doubt affecting self-esteem and perception and just mental health in general. I mean, think about how some of these beauty trends and standards snowball into young girls and women's willingness to get filler or undergo invasive surgeries, all to fit into a certain standard of beauty. But I think I'm gonna leave this video here for now because it's just, oh, it's just.
The ghetto! The ghetto!
And to me, it's just really, really sad. And I just miss when it wasn't this crazy. Like, I know it's always been a thing where beauty gets you privilege. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like social media caused this, but the reason why it's so extreme and why people can't stop thinking about how they look And trust me, I experienced this in real life. People have a real obsession with the way that they look, and I know that social media has led to it getting this bad. But to me, it's just so sad, honestly. It's so sad, and I wish this wasn't the case. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video by leaving a thumbs up. I can't wait to read all of you guys' comments. And please make sure you subscribe if you feel like it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.